Today we are going to be talking about a new show called Shogun that has come out on FX, or I should say from FX, streaming on Hulu. It has 2 episodes that are out already, and spoiler alert, they are awesome. Alright guys, so we are going to talk about Shogun. It is a show that takes place in Japan in the 1600s, and I'm not going to go into crazy details giving out spoilers. We're going to keep this pretty spoiler free, but I am going to talk about how I feel about the ambiance of the show, the music, the setting, how the actors are performing, where I think if the plot is good at all, or if we're building up to something really good, and we're going to talk about and discuss all of that today. Now to start off, I will say with the visuals, we're going to talk about the costumes, we're going to be talking about the ships and the water and the environment, all the different sets and props that they have, and it all looks fantastic. I mean, the kimonos themselves look amazing. You've got your regular foot soldier type guys that are in a very more drab, basic kind of outfit that looks very right for the time that they're in, but then the lords have these really beautiful ornate kimonos and haoris that look really, really good, and I really appreciate the attention to detail that has gone into a lot of the set pieces as well, especially when you look at some of the castles or the lords' houses. It just looks really, really good. And I've been to Osaka, I've seen Osaka Castle, the refurbished version that it is, and it's really cool to see it in the like 1600s version versus what I saw when I was there, and it looks really good. When it comes to anything visual in this show, you will not be let down. It looks great. Even ships, whether it's a small couple guy ship or it's a big boat, they all look really, really good. It's top-notch quality for the visuals, and I don't even have one complaint that I could say against it. As far as the acting, I mean, you've got great cast here, and they've all done a fantastic job. I am a huge fan of one of the leads of the show, Hiroyuki Sanada. He is awesome. He's the guy that played Scorpion in the most recent Mortal Kombat movie. He was in Bullet Train as the One Father. He was in The Last Samurai as kind of the number 2 martial guy who taught everybody martial arts, and I'm not sure which sword style it was, but he's just an awesome actor. I really like seeing him, and I can't wait to see him in some more action type roles in this, because I know in this show we should be getting some kind of action here pretty soon. So I'm really excited to see more of him, and really more of the whole cast. I'll tell you what, the women in this show seem so dangerous. Like every now and then, one of them will turn to the side and give a look to somebody, and you're like, oh man, she's gonna kill you. You better run. Like everybody's done a very, very good job in this show so far. And the really nice thing is all of these actors seem like they're really good, and it doesn't matter where they come from. The diversity in this isn't placed in here because they're trying to fit a quota. It's because these people were all very good at their jobs and they fit the roles, and it shows. It shows the caring that these people put into their profession in this show. It's all very good. I have no issues with the acting so far in this show. Everyone has delivered a top-notch performance. Now, that being said, the visuals are great, the acting is great, but it's not the only thing that makes this a really good show so far. We have an immense plot that's really building up, and we're starting to get more and more intricacies building into it, and it's very reminiscent to me of a Game of Thrones. And I like how in Game of Thrones you had all those games that were being played by all the different characters, some who wanted to be the king of Westeros or the queen of Westeros, and others who were just trying to, get out and get to safety. And you've got all these different plots, and everybody's really intersecting, and they're all going to come together at some point. It's all going to come to head, and I can't wait to see what happens with that. But so far, it's been a very, very good show, and I can't wait to see what this plot turns into, because right now it's very interesting, and it's fun to sit there, like me and my wife, sitting on the couch watching it and hypothesizing about who's going to be what and who's going to go where and why this is happening. And I love it when a show gives you intricate details but hides the overall truth, so you've got to try to figure it out. I think that that's great, and it's done very well here as well. As far as a musical score, the music is very perfect for the setting of this time period, and it's nice because it's not too loud or obnoxious, where sometimes a show plays the music and it's overbearing, and it's that generic like action sequence music, and all you can really think about is, man, this is that generic action sequence music, and you're not paying attention to actually what's going on. In this, the music, when it's playing, it's very fitting for the moment, and it's very original, like Japanese compositions, but it's also not too overbearingly loud and makes it so that you can actually hear what's being said. You can follow everything that's going on while the music stirs like a little bit of emotion or whatever in the background of your mind. It's not in the foreground. You're paying attention to the plot, the characters, what's happening, but that music is certainly supporting it, and that's the purpose for the music. And I hope the music in my videos aren't too loud, because that's the purpose for the music in mine, to fill that background noise when there's nothing going on. And the music here in this show does a great job of doing that. And so I can't wait to hear more songs from the show itself, but thus far, it's all been great. It's all been great. All right, one warning I do want to give out: if you're looking at watching this with your kids, make sure you understand that this is an adult-themed show. There are going to be some relatively brutal ways that people are killed. This is the 1600s in Japan, and they were not very pleasant with their prisoners and enemies, so just keep that in mind. But it's not going to be anything over the top like watching Doomslayer go after the demons of the night or anything. This is going to be pretty historically accurate as far as deaths and things of that nature. So just keep in mind that it is an adult-themed show. There's also sexual situations that could come up. We've already kind of had one. So just make sure you know if your kids are old enough or not to watch it, if they're going to watch it with you, if you have kids. So all in all, both episodes were really, really good. There was one thing that stuck out to me in the second episode for a brief moment, but after watching it and digesting it, I can't even remember what it was. There was one thing that I was like, about in the moment, but because the show is so good, I can't even remember what it was. And that's a really good thing. Now, do I think this is the best show of all time? No, but it is a very good show. Do I like this so far more than the first couple episodes of Game of Thrones Season 1? No, but I do really like the show so far. Do I like this better than the live-action Cowboy Bebop on Netflix? Yes, I do. So you've got a lot here. It's a very good show. I think there's a lot of room for them to do some fun stuff with, and I think that they are going to. And I'm looking forward to really, really getting the rest of the episodes and diving in full bore. Right now, if I had to give like a rating out of 10 for this show, I'd give it like episode 1. Even though it was slower, I really enjoyed it. I'd really give it a 10. And episode 2, maybe a 9 until the last 10 minutes, then a 10. It's very good so far. I have no real complaints about the show. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this kind of quick My Thoughts review. It's a very good show. If you have the ability to watch it on Hulu, definitely watch it because it was fantastic. I don't regret the time I watched it, and every episode felt like it was just jam-packed with stuff, and I kept looking at the time going like, I can't believe this isn't over yet. There's still more? And that is awesome because it wasn't out of boredom, it was out of interest, and that's a good thing. That means that they really packed this show, every episode so far, full of a lot of substance, and I really, really appreciate that. So if you can, watch the show. You won't be disappointed. It's very good, and I highly recommend it. In closing, watch the show if you can, and thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate it. If you liked the video or you found it informative, please leave a like and subscribe. And if you have any comments, if you have something you want to say about the show, or if you disagree completely, put it down in the comments. I'll get back to you. Just curious what everybody else thinks too. Otherwise, thanks for hanging out, guys, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Until then, take care.